Hey there! Have you ever stopped to admire the beauty of a blooming flower or thought about how plants grow and reproduce? Well, today we are going to dive into the fascinating world of flowering plants. These plants, also known as angiosperms, are the most abundant group of plants on Earth, accounting for around 90% of all plant species. Every time you look at a flower, remember, you're witnessing a complex system of reproduction and growth that's been perfected over millions of years. Flowering plants can be divided into two main parts: the shoot system, which includes the stem, leaves, and flowers, and the root system, which anchors the plant and absorbs water and nutrients from the soil. Think of the roots as the plant's anchor, the stem as its highway for nutrients, and the leaves as tiny factories where the magic of photosynthesis happens. Real-life connection. When you're in a garden, notice how the flowers catch your eye and how the leaves seem to turn toward the sun. That's all part of their survival strategy, an intricate dance with nature. Let's now explore these amazing plants from the inside out. Let's zoom in on the key components of a flowering plant. First, we have the roots. These are more than just anchors. They work tirelessly to absorb water and nutrients, ensuring that the plant has everything it needs to grow and thrive. The stem is like the highway of the plant, transporting water and nutrients from the roots to the leaves where the real action happens. And speaking of leaves, they're where photosynthesis takes place, the process that fuels plant growth and gives us oxygen to breathe. Of course, no plant is complete without flowers. Flowers are nature's reproductive organs. They house the male and female parts of the plant, ensuring that life continues with each blooming season. As you can see in this diagram, the roots, stem, and leaves all play vital roles. Let's move on to explore the real star of the show, the flower. Now, here's something really cool: the floral formula. It's like a secret code that describes the structure of a flower. This code tells us how many sepals, petals, stamens, and pistils are present, as well as their arrangement. For example, in the mustard flower, the floral formula is K5C5A5G2. This tells us that the flower has 5 sepals, 5 petals, 5 stamens, and a bicarpellary ovary. This diagram here breaks down the flower into its basic components: the sepals, petals, stamens, and pistils, each with a unique role in reproduction. Real-life example: think about when you see bees buzzing around flowers. They're helping with pollination, transferring pollen from the male part to the female part, which is how fertilization begins. It's like a natural matchmaking service. Flowers are more than just pretty faces. They're the reproductive organs of the plant. Pollination happens when pollen from the male part, the stamen, reaches the female part, the pistil. This might happen through the wind, animals, or insects. But once that pollen reaches the pistil, magic happens. The ovule inside the ovary gets fertilized and forms a seed. Once fertilization occurs, the ovary matures into a fruit, and inside that fruit are the seeds, ready to start the cycle all over again. Isn't it amazing how flowers are designed for such an intricate process? Take a look at this diagram, showing how the pollen travels from the anther to the stigma, setting the stage for fertilization. Let's fast forward to seed formation. After fertilization, the ovule develops into a seed containing the plant's embryo, stored food, and a protective seed coat. Seeds are like nature's little survival kits, waiting for the right conditions to begin their journey. When seeds germinate, they need a few things water, oxygen, and the right temperature. Once the seed absorbs water, it swells, breaks the seed coat, and begins to grow. First, the root pushes down into the soil, and then the shoot starts to rise toward the light. Real life connection. Think about when you plant a seed in a pot. What happens next is just like what we see here. It starts as a tiny sprout, and with enough care, it grows into a full-fledged plant. Flowering plants have evolved in incredible ways. Their flowers have adapted to attract different pollinators, from bees to birds to the wind. This helps ensure that plants can reproduce and spread across different environments. In ecosystems, flowering plants play an essential role in the food chain. They provide energy for herbivores, which in turn are food for carnivores. It's an intricate web of life, and flowering plants are at the center of it all. Let's not forget how they've evolved. Over millions of years, flowering plants have adapted to different environments, from deserts to rainforests. For example, some desert plants have evolved flowers that bloom only at night to conserve water and attract nocturnal pollinators like moths. Observe the diversity of plants in a tropical rainforest. You'll see a wide range of colors and shapes designed to attract specific pollinators, a true example of nature's adaptation. So, now that we've explored the different parts of a flowering plant, from the roots to the flowers, you can see how every part plays a role in the plant's survival, growth, and reproduction. It's truly a marvel of nature. From pollination to seed germination, each process in the life cycle of a flowering plant is connected, and every plant you see around you is part of a vast and intricate system. Whether it's in your backyard or a dense forest, flowering plants are constantly working to sustain life on Earth. I hope this session opened your eyes to the amazing biological processes happening inside and around you every moment. Biology truly is the science of life in all its incredible complexity and beauty. Until next time, keep wondering and observing the natural world.